Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Voice It Out Broadcast Network, where we inspire change by helping you bloom beyond boundaries. And my name is Wangere Njeri. Today is Prosperous Monday, hashtag becoming a better me every day. And today we are discussing about procrastination. On our previous video on Prosperous Monday, we discussed about a burning desire, and we discovered that procrastination is a major challenge to achieving success. So that is what we will be discussing today. So ensure you also watch the previous video to have an understanding of what we are talking about and also to have a flow. Before I can continue, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and for being consistent. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for passing by. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So again, as I've said, today we are discussing about procrastination. Procrastination is the act of delaying or putting off tasks until the last minute or past the deadline. Some researchers define procrastination as a form regulation failure characterized by irrational delay of tasks despite potential negative consequences. There are so many other definitions of procrastination, but what is common from all of them is that procrastination can have a major impact on your job, your grades if you're a student, and your life in general. In most cases, procrastination is not a sign of a serious problem, but a common tendency that most people give in at some point or another. But it can be a major problem if you allow it in your life and if it becomes a habit, because repetition of certain behavior creates a habit, which then creates a character which can be hard to overcome, especially if it's a negative one. So what are the causes of procrastination? Overestimation of how much time is left to perform a task. So sometimes people overestimate that maybe there's still a lot of time left. For example, if it's an assignment or a work-related assignment that you're supposed to do, probably thinking that you still have time, when in real sense you don't have it. So the next one is overestimation of how motivated you will be in the future. So whenever you find yourself telling yourself that you will be motivated in the future, ask yourself this question. If you don't want to do it now, what makes you think you will want to do it in the future? High chances are you will continue making the same excuses. So to avoid making the same excuses over and over again, rather do it at the moment and avoid telling yourself that you will feel more motivated in the future. Underestimation of how long certain activities will take to complete is our next point. So some people underestimate how long a certain task will take to complete, yet the task requires much of their effort, much of their attention than they had expected. So it's very wrong to either overestimate or underestimate. So just to avoid doing shady work and something you'll not be proud of, give each and every task and assignment the much attention it deserves. That way you will avoid procrastinating. The next point, mistakenly assuming that you need to be in the right frame of mind to work on a project. It is understandable that one can be tired, both physically and mentally tired. But again, if you make it a tendency that every time you want to perform a task, you tell yourself you're physically or mentally tired, so you cannot do or perform the task, then it will become a hindrance of you progressing in life. So you have to differentiate between genuine fatigue and the fake one. Being in the habit of waiting until the last minute. So many people wait until the last minute to perform a task. That's when they remember they were supposed to do something, or that's when they remember they have to be somewhere at a specific time. This will make you work past your deadline, and it will affect your work, your studies if you're a student, and your life in general. So to avoid this, just do whatever you're supposed to do as early as possible. Believing that you work better under pressure. This is another point that is also closely related to the previous one that I've just mentioned. And yes, some people feel they work better under pressure. Working under pressure is good and it is advisable, but this kind of pressure should be the one that is unavoidable and the one that is in unfavorable circumstances, not the one that you're creating or implicating yourself into. The kind of pressure that you're implicating yourself into intentionally might make you underperform or not work effectively, while the other kind of pressure will challenge you and motivate you into working better even when the circumstances are unfavorable and unavoidable. On our last point on the causes of procrastination is lack of self-discipline or self-control. The two are different, but they are related. Self-discipline is the ability to do what you should do when you should do it, whether you like it or not. On the other hand, self-control is the ability to control your actions, what you say, what you do, and at the same time ensuring that they are consistent with your long-term goals and objectives. So when you lack these two, if at all you don't feel like doing something, then it means you'll absolutely not do it because you also don't have control of that. So self-discipline and self-control must go hand in hand, and they are very important. Like every choice in life has a consequence, procrastination too has its own negative consequences. There's no way procrastination can have positive consequences. No way. Because it is also a choice and people choose to procrastinate. It can lead to high levels of stress and illness, especially when it becomes part of your life. Previously, I had mentioned that if you allow it to be part of your life, then it can become a serious problem. And here we are seeing that it can cause stress and some illnesses, which will eventually affect every aspect of your life, such as family, work, studies, relationship, and so many other aspects of your life. There's a friend of mine who once told me that we do not struggle with small bricks, but with the walls created by the small bricks. And this is what she meant. I'll use a common example like snoozing the alarm. At the moment, it might not seem to be a big deal, but a time will come when it will be a struggle because you will have created a wall of poor time management. And we all know that time management is key and very important to a successful life. Even God Himself is a good time manager. Good news is that you can overcome procrastination, and this is how to do that. Number one, make a to-do list of your daily activities to help you keep track, and consider placing a due date next to each item. This is just a list of what you will be planning to do at that particular day, or what you're supposed to do with a deadline. Make an effort to finish before the due time. The next one, take baby steps by breaking down the items on your list into small manageable steps so that your activities do not seem so overwhelming. This will motivate you into doing the tasks before you. Recognize the warning signs, pay attention to any thoughts of procrastination, and do your best to resist the urge. If you begin to think about procrastinating, force yourself to spend a few more minutes working on your activity or project. Tell yourself out loud, do it now, several times. With time, this will be registered into your mind and it will no longer be a struggle, but this calls for consistency. So whenever you want to procrastinate or the thoughts of procrastination come into your mind, tell yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now, and force yourself to spend a few more minutes in whatever you are doing. Yeah, with time, it won't be a struggle. Eliminate any kind of distraction. Ask yourself what pulls your attention away the most. It could be your phone, food, or whatever kind of distraction you will identify. Once you identify them, eliminate them, and by doing this, you will be creating self-control over this thing, thus self-discipline. So you see, they all go hand in hand. You'll be able to control yourself from these distractions, thus you'll be self-disciplined. And finally, on our last point, pat yourself on the back when you finish an item on your to-do list on time. Congratulate yourself by indulging in something you find fun. However, be careful not to fall into the trap of over-gratifying yourself or doing it while it is too early. That is at the initial stage of something, because you may lack motivation to continue. So congratulate yourself, but do not overdo it. Things to do to overcome procrastination. Number 1, make a to-do list of your daily activities to help you keep track. Take baby steps by breaking the items on your list into small manageable steps. Number 3, recognize the warning signs. Number 4, eliminate any kind of distraction. And finally, pat yourself on the back when you finish a task on time. That has been our episode today on Prosperous Monday, #becoming a better me every day. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not watched the previous videos, please feel free to interact with them and watch them. Again, if you've also not subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is Voice It Out Broadcast Network, where we inspire change by helping you bloom beyond boundaries. And my name is Wangere Njiri. Let's meet again tomorrow on our next video. Bye bye.